this because now Peter Navarro, the close aide of Donald Trump and the man behind the tariffs on India, is going on an unending rant, and he has yet again put out more things on social media X and yet again said that India didn't buy Russian oil in large quantities before the Russia invaded Ukraine, before the Russian war, going on to say that it's blood money and that people are dying. So this is what he has said, and he has used some very, very objectionable words on social media, clearly not in control of what is happening. Senior consulting editor Srinjoy Chaudhary joins us on the broadcast. And Srinjoy, we spoke yesterday and Peter Navarro was very, very upset, and that upset meter has only increased. He's going on a rant and using some objectionable words, all of that playing out on social media.
Yes, extremely objectionable, as you rightly said. There are two things that Peter Navarro is talking about. The first is the fact that India did not buy Russian oil before the war started, and it's blood money and so on. Now, as far as that is concerned, yes, India did not buy much Russian oil before the war. And the reason for that is simply because the prices of petroleum, crude oil in the world market were low enough to buy it from anywhere India wanted. And India is buying Russian oil only because it is inexpensive. And this is something America had encouraged India to do. America had said that when you buy Russian oil, it keeps world oil prices comparatively low. And second, when you refine that Russian oil and you export it to America, we will consider it Indian oil. The other point that Peter Navarro has made just shows his complete lack of understanding of history and where India has stood since independence. India has never chosen to be either part of the NATO forces or the Warsaw Pact forces, which is why India headed the Third World and started the non-aligned movement. Now, that was in the 50s. It must be remembered that today Navarro is saying that either India chooses America or countries like Russia and China. That is exactly what India has never done. Throughout our history of after independence, India has chosen to be a country that was part of the non-aligned movement. India started the non-aligned movement, and that process still continues. India, because of 200 years of colonialism, does not want to be part of any bloc. India believes that India should have an independent foreign policy that is beneficial for India. We do not want to be part of any bloc, is what India has always said, from 1947 to 2025. Now, that is something Peter Navarro clearly does not know about, and if he's been briefed about it, he doesn't understand it.
Okay, all right. Srinjoy, do stay with us. We also have Arzu joining us on the broadcast with the details of what Peter Navarro has really said, because over the last few days we've seen multiple meltdowns, Arzu, from Peter Navarro.
Yes, Pratibha. So we have seen it's like 2 days, 2 fact checks, and now multiple rants. And we have another such post by Peter Navarro, and he says, and I quote, I think we need to find out the tweet first.
Okay, in fact, Peter Navarro has again gone on to claim that India buys Russian oil. Now, remember, let's just quickly tell you what happened over the last 2 days, and we'll go back to Arzu for that update, because over the last 2 days, Peter Navarro has again put out on social media that India buys oil from Russia, and immediately after that he was fact-checked on social media. On X, there was a community note that put out a fact-check that the United States also buys commodities from Russia. So this is double-speak or hypocrisy by the United States. Arzu?
I have another such post by Peter Navarro, and he says, and I quote, India didn't buy Russian oil in large quantities before Russia invaded Ukraine, and it's blood money and people are dying. Stick that up our Kester Murder Jones, and shame on you. So it's another such rant by Peter Navarro.
Okay.
We have seen multiple meltdowns, and we have seen how he has been fact-checked by ex-users. Still, he continues to rant about India. Over to you, Pratibha.
Okay, all right, Arzu. Thank you for joining us with those details. It's clear that Trump's close aide, Peter Navarro, does not really like being fact-checked because he does not want facts to come in the way of his propaganda. Thanking Shinjo and Arzu for joining us with those details.